Good evening to anyone who's here or watching it back later. Hi, I am Sock Marionette on my channel, A Bargain Counter Argument. I am a middle-aged lady in a tiara, and I am joined this evening by Storm.
Stormi.
I am trying to remember to point in the correct direction. Doesn't
I
always
never,
work.
I never can do that. It's like,
I know. Well, it says nobody's here, but StreamYard can be unreliable in its accounting. So if you are here, I'm happy to see you. If you're not here,
whoop, there's
Kristen's here.
Yep,
Hey,
there's
ladies, says Kristen. If you're not here yet, I'll be happy to see you when you join, or if you watch it back later, again, greetings. Hi, Kristen. How's it going? This is kind of a soft launch. Well, we already had a soft launch of Book Talk with Sock because I used to do it every other Monday. And I had it very structured where it was like, oh, getting into a new genre. Oh, Roxanne is here from Northern California. Hi, Roxanne. And nice to see you again. And so I was doing this whole like exploring a new genre. And that was a lot of research and a lot of stress. And I always enjoyed it once I got started and was talking to somebody, but I had a lot of stress around that. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do it because it's summer and I just don't do things during the summer. That's just not tenable, activity in the summer.
even
And
researching my 2 on Tuesday sometimes can be quite extensive trying to figure
yeah.
out like
So
this author is this person, and this person, and what did they, and
yeah. So as much as I enjoyed it while I was actually doing it and talking to people, that was great. I love that. But it was just like everything around it was a little bit too stressful. So I thought, well, why don't I come back and instead of doing this thing like, oh, let's talk about a whole new genre or whatever, why don't we just like be a little bit more relaxed and talk about books that we collect, our attitude toward collecting, where we collect, how do we store all of this stuff, that kind of stuff.
I
And what are
clearly
some
went a little overboard.
Oh, well, I have a pile of stuff. These are some recent acquisitions. And I also want to say something is that this book that I read during Midweek Motivation, which is my Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern live stream, and that I really liked a lot, The Astronaut Story from 1986, Candlelight Ecstasy Romance. I did not realize this until I went to log it after the live stream on Goodreads, but this is actually on Kindle Unlimited. So
Oh,
if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, knock yourself out. So anyway, so I thought, we just gather together some of our favorite things or some things that we've acquired lately and just have a more chill, less structured kind of a thing. And I will remind people that this is book conversation. Book Talk with Sock does not include sprints. It's just conversation. So it'll go until.
that's what I thought. I was like, I think it's
Yeah.
just books and chatting, or I put books and collecting whenever I was telling people. I was like,
Yeah.
we're just talking
Yeah.
about books and collecting or something.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing that little promo for me. And I am dressed like this in my summery kind of outfit because I finally, for the first time in I think 8 or 9 weeks, recorded a video. I did the end of summer. What is it? The last splash end of summer tag.
Awesome.
So I don't know if it's any good because I just recorded it. I haven't watched it back yet, but I had forgotten about like how hard it can be to get the lighting set up and having to stop in the middle to download the footage off my phone because my phone doesn't have a whole lot of storage. Anyway, so hopefully it's usable. And if it's not, then I can just always re-record it. It was a nice way to get back into the swing of things because I could explain where I've been and like, yeah. Let's see. Kristen says, you're very matchy and cute. Thank you. I really wanted to bring the energy.
Even though
I
it
was like,
doesn't look like it, I have a blue shirt on.
nice. And if you have some tinfoil, you can fashion yourself a very nice tiara. And then I will not be the only middle-aged lady you know who has a tiara. Oh, Wilders, that postcard I sent you that was for Wilders, it is still there.
Yeah, I looked it up but I'm like
it's a super expensive steakhouse and you have to make reservations.
$50
And it
to
looks like
$100 steaks is what it said. I was like, so that's why I don't know about it, and I probably never.
I know it's like special occasion. It's like you go there for your, graduation or something.
Wow.
And And Roxanne says, we're all chill. I think that's what she. Where are my glasses? We're all chill. I hope so. And, oh, Barkity, Barkity. I just had to move the puppy to find the glasses. And I was wondering if Wyoming was going to be here. Barkity, I have Bruno again to say Barkity to Wyoming and Silly and Stormy and everybody else. Bruno is older than I am. So he is a venerable old gent. And
I lost all my cool stuffies whenever a tornado came through.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. You told me about that, or you were talking about it in general. 5,200 say what now? I think it was $50 to $100.
Yeah.
Like the cheapest is $50 and it goes on up. I imagine $100 is probably not the upper limit. I mean, you could probably get a more expensive thing.
Like on like whenever you Googled it, it said 50.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And you need reservations, and it's like, and it looks like I went and looked at the street view, and it looks like it's a pretty dodgy part of town. So I don't know.
It's actually on Main Street, I think, in Joplin, which
it says Route 43.
It's the older part of town. So yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's been there since 1929.
Yeah, so it is kind of dodgy looking because it's older part of town.
Oh, and Kristen is reminding Wyoming to drop her a line, and she wants to send you some books. So, yes. And she was thinking, Kristen was thinking 5,200, you might be able to get a discount baby cow. Yeah. You could get a bull, a fertile bull, and sell the product.
Buy a half cow or whatever and put it in your freezer.
Yeah, my parents used to do that. They'd buy like a quarter cow.
I have a friend that does that. Yeah.
And they also, this was in the 70s, and they also, the other people, the butcher that was selling these quarter cows, my parents would want the tongue as well. And so the butcher would he was like happy to get rid of it, because he's like, normally the only people who want the tongue are like hospitals, because it's so nutrient rich. It's a really good thing to give people who, put it into a stew and give to people who are recovering from an illness. But my mother was like, oh, we love tongue. And I'm standing there 3 or 4 years old shaking my head. I do not like tongue.
It's like, no, we don't.
Maybe you do, but you're being really loose with that pronoun there. Okay, so I thought I'd ask you about when did you start collecting books?
For actually starting collecting, it hasn't really been that long. And I have accumulated quite an abundance in probably the last 4 years. But what happened was, especially with romances and category in general and things like that, is I went to this one place. It's a resale place. It's for Habitat for Humanities. And I was like, oh, look, there's books. And their books were you could get 10 for $1.
Oh, nice.
And when I was looking through, I found those old Harlequin Presents with the round circle. And I was like, my mom loved these. And I'm like, so I must have these. And I was pulling them out. And then there were the older ones and things. And I'm like, well, I've never seen these before. These are so cool. So I was grabbing them. And then for that, it was just become I'm going to collect this stuff because it reminds me of my mom and it's very nostalgic. She liked to read those really big, thick romances and things like that with the awesome covers. And just the more I looked at the covers and stuff, I was like, they just don't do this anymore. I'm just going to collect these. And then I have branched out from the romance collecting to mystery books that are the older mysteries and some men's adventure. And I have a little stash of middle grade books that I collect as well. But yeah, I'm not limited.
Did you read those presents when your mom had them, or?
Yeah, I think I was probably 16 the first time I read one of those. I remember it had a castle in the background, but I can't remember the name of it or whatever. But it was really dark looking and things. And I remember a broody hero and all that stuff, but I just don't remember enough of it to remember which one it is.
uh, Wyoming says, "Wow, really? I would appreciate that greatly, Kristen." I thought she was responding to what you were saying. She's like, "Yeah, um, yeah, definitely get it. Figure out a way to get in touch with each other because Kristen's being incredibly generous with her books." And she'll say it's because, well, I don't have anywhere to store them, but we know it's really because she's a sweetie pie. Mm-hmm. It's true. Um, so yeah, so from what I understand, you really don't have a whole lot of places to. Oh, Kristen's got a reply. She says, "Sorry, Sock and Storm. Continue." Appreciate it. See, I told you she was a sweetie pie. She's letting us go on. Um, I understand that you are kind of can be talking about how sometimes it's a little frustrating that you don't necessarily have a lot of different places to pick up books where you live because you
Yeah.
live in a less densely populated area, I guess.
Yeah, and even if I want certain things, like mostly it is Harlequins. That's like the most abundant thing out there and everything. So like I like to collect some of like the older horror books. And I live in the Bible Belt, so there's not a lot of like older horror books running around out in like places. But like we have a like where I live like right now, like it's only a population of like a little over 2,000. So there's no bookstores here. And the
Yeah.
town that we go to on weekly or whatever, there's no book. It's 10,000 people in like there, but there's
Mm,
still no bookstores or anything there. We have to go to Joplin, and there's a used bookstore, and there's a couple there, but we go to one main one there, and then there's another like a couple of towns over that has like one of my favorite places, which is called Finicky Fox, and they sell their books and things that they have there like a really reasonable rate, and things because I'm a cheapskate, and so
yeah.
I want my old books that are damaged and all that kind of stuff to be less than a dollar or less.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's something like really collectible, then I could see it being a little bit more. But I mean, for the most part, a lot of what I collect, I don't really think are like very valuable and very collectible. Though some people think they are because I have looked online after I read one and I talk about it. So I like go and see what it's selling for, or if you can find it. So in case somebody thought it sounded good and they might want to buy it or whatever. And sometimes I'm like, really? I mean, it was okay, but I don't think it was that price okay.
Do you buy much from like eBay or anything like that?
No, no. I look on there a lot and wish, but a lot of times it's a little bit over my price budget for the most part.
Well, I mean, the thing
Mm,
is too is I buy a lot of lots on
yeah,
eBay where I get like 50 or 60 or more Harlequin Presents, and they're really cheap on a per book basis, but that's a lot of money to
yeah,
drop all at once.
yeah.
So,
And there is Antiquish where we go. Well, that's in Yosho.
mhm,
I forgot about it. Where we go, and it has some books and everything. And there's a nice like little book place there that has tons of things that I would like to get. But all of their paperbacks are $3 and their hardbacks are $6. And sometimes they're like really damaged. And I'm like,
mhm.
really damaged ones should not be $3. They should be
Yeah,
like a dollar or 50
yeah.
cents.
There should be some kind of proration for like
And so I
they
don't
should
get very
prorate
many
those.
from there, but now and then there's just one there that I must have. And I usually look in there for if it's a series that I'm trying to collect and I can't find, maybe it would be in there and I would pay $3 for it.
um, so do you have a recent acquisition or a particularly treasured item?
I haven't like recent acquisitions over here, but I do have some things that I think is really cool that my friend Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books sent me. She sent me a
From
box of
where?
Lizzie Faye Loves Books,
Okay. That's her
and
channel or Lizzie Faye?
yeah, Lizzie Faye Loves Books. Yeah, her name's
Okay.
Elizabeth. And if you
Okay.
ever watch our Sunday lives or anything like that, you would have seen her on there, Elizabeth, and stuff. And
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I probably have. I just I haven't been, I haven't been keeping up with YouTube because summer's a bummer and I have not been feeling like doing much. But I come back trail.
But considering that I do collect a lot of Harlequins and stuff, these are like a prized possession that she sent me because they're Mills and Boone.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, there's a Mills and Boone's Presents,
Miranda Lee, yeah.
and there's this one is Mills and Boone Romance.
Who is
It's,
this?
Lee Michaels,
Okay.
and this is Mills and Boone's Enchanted with Betty News.
Betty Niels, yeah.
Yeah. And since I absolutely love like intrigue, I like this one because it's their Mills and Boone intrigue. So.
Oh, nice.
And it's Undercover Nightingale by Wendy, I don't know, Rose now maybe.
Is that a more recent title?
Let's see. It says 2006.
Mm-hmm. Because I was looking, that looked a little bit more modern compared to the others, although it is a different
these
one.
are the only Mills and Boons I ever had, so I was like really excited when she sent those to me because I'm like, oh
yeah. I don't know that I think I've only ever seen Mills and Boone like once or twice.
Yeah.
In the wild, and that was back in the 90s. So
I know there's a you can get some on abesbooks.com because I've had my eyeballs on some of them.
Well, I have something that I bought because of you.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I've had it for a little while, and I have talked about it, I think, on one of the lives. You might have seen that. And what it was is you were talking about like those advertisements in the back of the old Harlequins for products that you can't get. And there was like a leather-bound omnibus volume that had like 5. And I was looking for one online, and I couldn't find any because I thought that looked kind of cool. But what I did find a fair amount of were these. And I remember seeing ads for these, this is the Leatherette box set, and it is 12 Harlequins.
That is cool.
I think they're all reprints from Mills and Boone, as opposed to, Harlequin did start printing originals at some point. But there are 12 of them, and they look like this Harlequin Premier Editions.
That's cool.
And they don't have anything written on the back, and you open it. Oh, and there's a ex libris where you could write your name if you wanted to. And you do have the excerpt from the book on the inside page like you would, but there's no summary. So all you've got to go on is this excerpt and the title. And so these are the Harlequin Premier Editions, and there's a list of them. And they come in this beautiful box, and what you would do is I think you would get the box to put them in, and the first one, and then each month after that you get another one. So I have cool. And we have some of these writers I'd heard of, and some of them I hadn't. So Gwen's here. Gwen says those are very snazzy, aren't they though? They are the snazziest.
They are really cool. I have one of my friends, Tammy from Believe in Your Shelf. She got a bunch off of, she does the eBay thing too. And she got a bunch of like the hardcover golden books that are
nice
and everything off there for a really, really cheap price, she said. And they looked so cool. I was like, I want some of those.
Well, normally I have these over on that shelf behind me, and I have some ivy that has little light bulbs in amongst the ivy leaves. I mean, it's false ivy. And so I have the ivy kind of going around it and looking very
that's cool.
Classic.
That's cool.
So that's something I thought I would share with you because, like I said, I got it because I found it because of you in an indirect kind of way. Those are lovely, says Miami. Thank you. I do like them. And Bruno fits nicely on top.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Guard dog.
I think he'd be more inclined to read them. Some of them are probably written around the same time that he was stitched. So what else have you got? You said you kind of got carried away pulling stuff out.
Yeah, I just grabbed all kinds of things. So, like, here's a Harlequin super romance that I think is kind
Ooh.
of snazzy, and it's
It's the
from.
same one. I had it
Oh,
sitting right here.
that's so cool.
I had this one to show because I talked about I got those Harlequin super romances. I got that lot, and those were the ones that a little later they kind of made them shorter. So
Oh
I
yeah,
went
yeah,
back and I got some of the
like super.
older ones that are longer, and I was very excited that this was in there because this is number 5, Cloud Over Paradise by Abra Taylor. I also ended up with number 1, which
Oh,
is End of Innocence, also by Abra Taylor.
cool.
But I got this. I was happy to get this one in that lot because I didn't buy the lot specifically because of this, but I was very happy because when I was in high school, my aunt and uncle visited us, and my aunt brought this book with her. And she and my uncle and my parents went out of town for a few days on a kind of a overnight trip, and I stayed behind because I had school. And while they were gone, I read it. So yes.
Cool. Yeah, this was also from my friend Elizabeth. She sent me like a whole giant box full of books for my birthday and everything. And so that one that you're talking about was in there. So
Mhm.
kind of, I guess, a recent acquisition, but I didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to me.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, that's like not only do I have it, but I had it sitting right here because
That,
my Aunt Ruth used to have it. And Angel Wolf has joined us, and she says, "Hi, Socks and Storm and everyone else." Just a
yeah,
quick note: it's usually Sock, just the one without the S on the end. But Socks, Sock. I'm good with it. But if you're looking
and,
for me, it'll be bargain counter arguments. So I don't know why I'm
yeah,
complaining. But yes, I also had number 1, which was also by Abra Taylor, and this is End of Innocence.
that's cool. It's
So
very pretty. I like that cover. Then I just brought over like some of the old, like the old ones and things.
oh yeah, those.
Um, I love these.
Take back your love, your mink and your pearls. What made you think I was having little guys and dolls moment that I was having? Oh, and by the way, the wraparound on End of Innocence is a bullfight.
Oh, that is so cool.
We're having a Hemingway moment here.
That's
The
cool.
back of Cloud Paradise is they're in Tahiti, so it's a beach. So you've got who is this by?
This one here was by Katrina Britt,
Okay.
who I've not read. Here's one that I've actually read. It's like one of my favorite ones, and I just absolutely love the title. And the man, he's just adorable. But Beware the Huntsman. I mean, that's just a romantic title right there. I mean,
Oh,
Beware.
hang on. He's given me like a sort of clean cut James Garner kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
kind of like yeah,
He's James Garner.
yeah. And this is from
Nice.
Sophie Weston, so
Oh, Sophie Weston. I didn't realize she'd been writing that long.
yeah, she's been writing for a while. And Yours with Love.
Ooh.
I have a thing for
That,
these brown ones. I just like the
mhm.
brown, but like darker colored brown ones. Pretty. This
Who's
is
that by?
Mary Burchell. I don't know how you say it. Burchell.
Oh, Burchell. Yeah.
And I've read one of her books and I liked it, so but just not that one. And
Mm-hmm.
Huntsman's Folly. Got horses
Nice.
running around and
He
this
does
is
look like James Garner, says Wyoming.
Alex
Yeah, I
Stewart.
can see James Garner on the cover. Yeah.
And
We all agree. Those of us who know who James Garner is say that is who that is.
I think this is such a pretty blue.
Ooh, that is nice. Ooh, San Francisco. Wake the Sleeping Tiger.
Yeah.
Who's that by?
By Margaret Way.
Oh.
And it's interesting because she usually writes books set in Australia, so I don't know if he's like an Australian man come to San Francisco. I don't know. I haven't read that one, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but this
Okay.
like Harlequin romance, it's kind of cool. And then
Moving in with Adam. Mm-hmm.
it's Gene Allen's Moving In with Adam.
Yeah, that looks like it's more recent, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's 96. That's what it says. And then I have a Kismet, which I don't have very many Kismets, but there's that.
Nice. Echoes. Roxy's here. We've got two Roxys. We've got Roxy Ann in Northern California. And we've got Roxy Reeds.
And this
Hi, Roxy. Nice to see
Nancy
you.
Morris. I don't know if you've heard of her before, Nancy Morris.
No, I don't think so.
Hi, Roxy. It's my buddy.
I didn't get too many things out. But one of the things that I haven't gotten in eBay lots, I've just been finding them here and there, like one or two titles here and there, is Love Swept. So I have some of
I
that.
have like some, not here, but I have some Love Sweat.
I know Violet, when if you watch her videos or when she was on my live 2 weeks ago today, or actually I had her on Saturday as well. I saw she had a nice stack of Love Sweps on her shelf behind her. So I was like very happy to see this. Okay, now this is another thing I found on eBay, and it was one of those things where the algorithm recommended this, and I was like, you don't always get it right, but when you do, you do. And that is this person in I'm not sure, Utah, or if that was someone else from Utah. Anyway, it was a seller, and they had Harlequin magazine.
Oh, no, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm not
and it's just like you get 5, and it's random. Well, it's not totally random because they're not going to send you any dupes, but you don't get to pick which ones.
Yeah.
And you said Mary Burchell.
Yeah.
She's in one of these. Yes, here it is. They have various things. They have recipes. They sometimes have home decorating tips. They usually have a short story and a travel piece and a full novel.
That's cool.
And they also will have so-and-so tells her own story, where the authors like write their own profile. Yeah. Well, this one has Mary Burchell.
Oh, that's cool.
And the book, and they have some letters to the editor. And My Dearest Friend, a complete story by Leslie Wilson. And let's see, Travel is Paris. And let's see, it was a set of 5. And this is from, it doesn't say the year. The complete novel is Dear Dragon by Sarah Seal. And this one, a complete novel by Susan Berry.
Cool.
And the travelogue is Marjorie Hilton's own story. And the travelogue, and some short stories. And the travelogue is Munich. Ooh, Horsey on the cover. And here we have The Gated Road, an enthralling novel by Jean S. McLeod. Oh, I remember reading Jean S. McLeod. Oh, somebody else is here. Kim Nelson says, just finished Tiffany's live. Yes, I've noticed we've had some people coming in. Thanks again to Stormi for giving us a little bit of a promo. Appreciate you joining us. If you haven't seen me before, I am Sock Marionette. Can be found as Bargain Counter Argument, and I'm a middle-aged lady in a tiara who talks about books, libraries, and related topics. And right now I'm talking about these Harlequin magazines that I found on eBay.
Those are cool.
Ooh, Mary Wibberley's own story. I like Mary Wibberley. I sent you one of her books. The Man at La Valais that I sent you.
It's over there somewhere. Oh, and there it is. It's on the bottom. Yeah, that's it. Mary Wibberley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've
It all connects. It all connects. We could get a bulletin board and some red string and just Mary Wibberley. Barbara Drake is Bonnie Drake is Barbara Delinsky. But who is Jane Krantz? Okay, you can have fun with that. And Sunny Spain is the travelogue. Oh, this one. Oh my God, this is peak 70s.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, I like the color because that brownie orange color. That's my like.
Yeah, it was very popular at the time. And the dress she's wearing and the choker,
Mhm.
even the cat looks like it's from the 70s.
Every time I get one of those that's that color, it's like, oh, this is my favorite one because I like the color, even if I haven't read it.
Oh, here we go. Here's the date. This includes your star scope for 1976.
Oh wow.
And let's see, the travel is Norway. And let's see, where are the recipes? Cooking. Harlequin Cookery, page 50, page 12. Oh, it's how to make a pavlova. And
Oh,
see, it's got all those pictures and step by step. And they actually have, like, before the recipe starts, there's this like narrative about how pavlova fits into like some of their favorite Harlequin books and everything. It's like a modern day recipe blog, where you go and you've got all this stuff you've got to page through to get to the actual recipe. And they have these nice pictures that you can follow step by step.
yeah, and I
So,
like it. I am a very visual person, so I need
mhm.
lots of photos of what things are supposed to look like. When I get a cookbook and it doesn't have a picture of what it's supposed to look like, I don't like it.
Oh, wow, says Roxy Ann. Those magazines are awesome.
They are.
And Wyoming says, I didn't know they made magazines. Those are quite groovy. Yes, groovy is a perfect word. And look at this. I mean, this is also,
I like that color too.
yeah, this is the full length novel is Hospital in the Highlands by Anne Vinton. And Sandra Field tells her own story. And the travelogue is for Fiji Islands. Let's see, where's the cooking? Easter foods. So they had, oh, I remember looking at that. They had like a Seminole cake and so on and so forth that associated with Easter. And so we've got, okay, this is nice and vague. The cooking in this issue is uh, a traditional treat. Okay.
How traditional is it? Because like, what is it?
You have to flip through to find it.
I watched this one guy like he does like shorts and things or whatever TikToks. So he always does the cooking from different cookbooks from all different kinds of eras and stuff. And some of those
Mhm.
things just do not sound good at all. But he always cooks them and then tries them, and then you can tell by his face if it actually is good or not.
Well, the problem you have with doing historical recipes is that the ingredients don't taste the way they would have back in the day, especially if you're talking about something like eels or bottom feeding fish, lobsters, eels, those kinds of things. They just literally do not taste the same way they used to. So, and Wyoming says, I agree with you, Storm. All my cookbooks have pictures too. A traditional treat. Oh my goodness, these colors are very 70s because of the way they did this. It is a Christmas cake that you make with, oh, it's a fruit cake,
Oh, okay.
but it
That's a
looks like that. And
decorated
you,
up one, yeah.
huh?
So this is a decorated up one, so it doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, they put icing on it. You can't just mail this like around the country for the
Yeah.
next decade. It's got icing and marzipan and things that I don't like. So,
I've never had fruitcake because you always watch all the shows where they make fun of how like hard they are and gross they are and everything.
mhm.
So I've never actually had one.
Well, the one I like is everybody always has, or at least the people I knew, they always were like, I have a fruitcake that's really good. And you're like, and they're like, no, 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 mine is the really good fruitcake. It's the only fruitcake that's good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, honey, you just like it because you made it, which is totally legit. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you want to make a decent fruitcake, it's going to be nice and moist. The fruit will have been soaked in rum for like 6 weeks before you put it into a cake. And then don't make the cake, just eat the fruit.
Yeah.
And Kim says, I turned 60 last month. Happy birthday. I have a birthday coming up on November 1st. Double nickels, baby. Gonna be 55.
Wow.
I can't drive 55 right now because I'm 54, but in 6 weeks, 55. Oh yeah. uh, Kristen says, "B. Dylan Hollis baking
Yeah,
across
that's
America, a vintage
that's
recipe road trip."
I think
And I love Dylan.
yeah,
Nice. Well,
quite
that's what I
funny.
like about YouTube is like you if you want to see how to make the thing, you've
Yeah,
got the video to follow. And one that I like is Dollar Tree dinners where she tries to
I like that one too. Yeah,
yeah. So I mean I have a lot of them that I like, but I like
yeah.
she did like this sloppy Joe casserole thing, and I described it to my mom, and my mom's like, "Oh, that's tamale pie." And I was like, "Well, I got sloppy Joe mix to make it." And she's like, "Well, I haven't done it yet because, of course, I don't like to cook very much in the summer, but
Yeah.
maybe in the fall." Kristen says, "Yes, I love her too." Kim says, "My mama made fruitcake cookies.
Oh,
The people at my daddy's work were always impatient for my mom to make them at Christmas. Fruitcake cookies, I think I would probably like that a lot more than fruitcake,
yeah.
you know, cake." Um, so do you have anything? You said you would like to have more horror. Are you talking hardback, paperback? Because I am going to a library sale tomorrow and I can see what I can do. If you want some mass markets, I could probably sling some your way.
Yeah, I like to collect the paperbacks over the hardbacks, but if they're like retro like hardbacks, then I'm like cool with it. But like, yeah,
Well, how big is your collection? Do you have it on Goodreads or somewhere where I can look and make sure I don't pick up anything that you already have?
uh, no, I'm still like doing that. It's not
Okay,
everything.
well, I'll see if they have some mass market, because if this library sale is the one I remember, I think their mass markets are like 25 cents or 50 cents each. It's in the beautiful town of Branford, Connecticut on Long Island Sound.
Cool.
And they actually have their library sale as a tent on the town green. So very New England.
I have my favorite step back.
Oh, favorite step back. Nice.
Yeah, so
What you
this
got?
is A Kingdom of Dreams by Judith McNaught.
Oh,
I love this because it's a full one.
oh, wow. That's like a step back close up.
Yeah, it's like really cool. And then like it's got like
It's very cinematic.
yeah, it's got like a horse and like it's like during the nighttime nights. He's got like the whole night thing on here and there's this horse and yeah,
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
that's my favorite stuff that I have. I don't have
Yeah,
a whole
this
lot.
is it has a very like it looks like it's from a movie or something. It's very cool. Oh, and I had the other thing that is the Holy Grail, which I stumbled upon the last library sale I went to, which was a couple of weeks ago because I took last weekend off, and that is to find both books in a duology or the first book in a series. I actually already had this book, Reboot by Amy Tintera. I had it as a trade paperback, but I found it as a hardcover with the sequel because it is a duology.
Oh,
So I
that's
went ahead and bought the hardcover so I would have a match set. And then I sat down and read them, and they actually fill for people doing the fall challenge on Tea and Biscuits Discord. They actually have zombie main characters. So, although they're not like the brains
yeah.
kind of zombies, like, but I do have this Zombie Zone candle with a lid with the hand sticking up.
That's cool.
So I was able to burn that while I listened to it.
Here's another one of my cool things I had with Thornbirds.
The
But
Thornbirds.
I didn't
Did
know.
you see the series when it was on?
I've never seen the series, and I've been working my way through this one slowly because it's not like my usual kind of thing. But I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's got an autograph.
Wow, that's so cool. Um, Wyoming says, "Wow, I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen a step back like that." The thing about Thornbirds is, it's like it's all like you watch the very sudsy melodrama kind of mini series with Richard Chamberlain
Yeah.
and Barbara Stanwyck and Rachel Ward, and everybody's gorgeous and they're all running around having romantic intrigues, and it's also scandalous. And then when you actually read the book, you're like, "Oh, Colleen McCullough is a very bitter ex-Catholic." It's mostly about how
Yeah,
much she does.
I've only read the part with the girl at the beginning, and I'm like, man, she gets in trouble like all the time. Like, poor things
Yeah,
that get
yeah.
in trouble.
I think
Or,
Colleen McCullough was working through her issues
I
toward her
she gets
Catholic
sick,
upbringing.
she gets sick while she's in school, and she gets in trouble for it. And it's like poor.
Yeah.
But it says to Patty, thanks for buying my book, Colleen. So thought that was cool. I didn't know it was there when I bought it. I was just like, oh, it's the Thornbirds. It's like $1. I'll just buy it. You know.
Yes. She later on she wrote a detective series. I can't remember the detective's name, but it takes place in the 1960s in New Haven, Connecticut. Now, Colleen McCullough herself is from Australia, New Zealand. I think she had family from New Zealand, but she grew up in Australia. And like until the end of her life, she lived on Norfolk Island, which is in the middle of the South Pacific and is an Australian territory. But for some reason, she started writing about this detective living and working in New Haven, Connecticut in the 60s.
Yeah, I've only read one book by her, and it was like a really thin. I thought, well, I'll just get a taste of it because it was like really thin, and I can't. It's called The Ladies of something, but I can't remember the exact name. But it was
Oh, The
like kind
Ladies
of
of
boring.
Mizolongi.
Yeah, it was kind of boring.
I listened to that as it was a novella. Yeah, I listened to that as an audiobook back when I had a very boring job, and I listened to audiobooks all the time because my job was just
Yeah,
so incredibly dull. And I actually liked it. It just had a very leisurely pace that
yeah,
worked
I
well
thought it
with.
was okay, but yeah, like it was kind of slow. It's like, oh, this is
Yeah,
kind of slow.
I enjoyed it because it was like this leisurely thing that it just kind of was. It worked well with what I was doing. So yeah. So what else have you got there?
I got some of my mysteries. So I have Murder She Wrote.
Oh,
I just brought
I
one of
do have Murder by
them.
Cheesecake.
Oh yeah, the is that the Golden Girls one or something?
That's the Golden Girls one. That just came out fairly recently. I found it at a library sale for like $2. I'm very lucky that way.
I have some adventure with the Pacific.
Oh, Clive Cussler.
Yeah,
Yes.
has
Is
the
that
little the little hidey hole.
Dirk Pitt? Oh, no. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Oh, cool. Is that Dirk Pitt?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Yeah, you have the Murder She Wrote tote. You see that in the background of your videos. And for the longest time, I thought it was just Murder She Tote. And not Murder She Wrote tote, which I like it either way. So yeah. So do we want to talk about storage a little bit? Everybody's like, oh, storage. And then, there's got to be at least one person who's like, where I keep my books? At the library. And I'm like, yes, that's what I should do. But here we are.
Yeah.
The library does not have these.
Talking about totes, that's pretty much what mine are all in, is those tubs.
Oh, well, you do talk sometimes about the tubs.
Yeah.
So the tubs have taken on something. Stormi's tubs have taken on this big thing in my imagination now.
I'm counting.
Oh, I thought your audio had cut out.
I have about 11 totes, and I still need more because I still got a bunch of books on the floor.
Wyoming says she loves the Murder She Wrote books. She always looks for them at book sales.
Yeah, nice. I only have a really small collection, but Murder She Wrote was always my favorite TV show. So I just recently actually started reading the books. I'm only on number 4 because I have to go in order. So I'm only on number 4. And until you get to some of the newer ones, there's no audiobooks. So I read one here because I have to do it with my eyes.
I actually know somebody who was on an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, that's cool.
Roxy Ann says, I was so excited to find some Aurora Tea Garden mystery. Nice.
Yes.
He was the vital. He likes to joke that he had the very vital role of the person who, as the unnamed cabbie who finds the body. He's like, oh no, there's a body, and then like
That would be
that's the
cool.
last you see of
That'd
him.
be like the ultimate thing to just be on a mystery show where you get to like discover the body or be the victim or something.
Yeah, somebody's got to find the body.
Yeah.
And Kristen says, plus it comes with BookTube channel. Are you a booktuber if you aren't swimming in books? I think there are booktubers who don't really, who concentrate more on library stuff or Kindle or, don't build up a huge collection. You
Yeah,
can do it.
before I went down like the whole like collecting avenue of this, I have to have all the pretty old school covers because they're just so cool. No matter what genre it is, I just want all the old school covers. I didn't really have that many books, and now I'm swimming in them.
Well, I didn't really. I used to have a lot of books, and then I got rid of them through various moves, and I really kind of pared down everything. And then I realized I wasn't even trying to be a minimalist. I was just trying to be less of a maximalist. And then I realized, no, I'm a maximalist. I have a fall tree for crying out loud. That's new, but yeah. And
Yeah,
Roxanne.
go ahead.
Roxanne says, I believe I had the talking stick and I was holding it on behalf of Roxanne. Roxanne wants to know how many books are in your collection.
I have no idea.
Gwen says she turned her dining room into my library. I turned my hallway into my library. I have books in here. We have books scattered around the downstairs. Yeah. You don't know?
I can say how many I've got added into this website that I use, and it's not all of them, but I can.
Oh, what website do you use?
It's called CLZ Books. It's collectors.com, I think, with a Z, collectors.
Oh, I see.
And it costs money. It's $3.95 a month, but I mean it's not like that much. And so far I have inputted in, and it's more or less it's so that I can keep track of things and I like to be able to see the covers, and you can see the covers on here, and it's very pretty. But so far I have 791 inputted into the website.
Nice.
And that's
you're nowhere near done, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's only about 4 or 5 tubs. So, yeah.
That's maybe 4 or 5 what?
Tubs. My tubs. It's like 4 or 5 of my
Oh,
tubs.
yes. Like I said, the tubs. You mentioned when you talk about the tubs, I'm like, ooh, my imagination. I've got Stormi's tubs, and I picture you in this attic surrounded by giant plastic tubs of books, just spinning around, singing "The Hills Are Alive."
I one of my storage places for some of my tubs is my bathroom, actually. The way they built it, because like we built this house and everything, and mostly my brother, my dad, and some cousins, because I was gone through a lot of the building of it or whatever. But they didn't give me a bathroom upstairs, and I'm like, no, we need a bathroom. I need a bathroom. So on the other side, they just made a bathroom on the one corner of this other side, and so it's really weird because you've got like the toilet and sink way over here, and then you have all this space over here, and I'm like, well, that's a good space for my tub, so I put my tubs over there.
See, when most people have a tub in the bathroom,
yeah,
it's for bathing purposes. You don't have a shower or a tub upstairs?
No, they just.
Oh, okay.
I just barely got the toilet and the sink. I was happy. I was like, I'm not going down. What do you want? I'm not going downstairs at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm half asleep.
Yeah, at least they didn't like hand you a bucket and a tub of hand sanitizer and tell you that was what you were getting. No, because I was thinking that I wouldn't put books in a bathroom because of the heat and humidity. But if you don't have a shower or a tub, it's not a big deal. You're not going to have a lot of ambient moisture, so to speak. So it's getting on toward. It's been about 50 minutes, and I think that's about as long as 2 people can be reasonably expected to talk uninterrupted.
Okay.
So do you have anything more you want to say?
No, I'll show you one more book.
Oh, nice. What do we got here?
This was my favorite spy novel.
Above
And
Suspicion. You know who was a big fan of Helen McGinnis? Dean Koontz.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and he wrote some romantic suspense in the late 70s, early 80s. And they had him do it under a pseudonym. It had to,
yeah.
they were
I
like,
know
yeah.
some of his under Brian something, and then he's had some other pseudonyms.
They told him that it had to be a female pseudonym. So he used the name Lee Nichols,
Yeah, okay. I was
Leigh.
gonna say yeah.
Yeah. House of Thunder was one, and some others as well. I do like those. Um, yeah, well, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you showing your stuff and
Yeah, it was
answering the
fun.
questions. And I hope to have you back sometime.
Yeah, I
Like
always like
after,
talking about my books. So
yeah, I mean, you'll have more books that you've acquired, or you'll just like, maybe we could just go through a tub. That would be fun. Oh,
yeah,
we got a comment from Kristen. Yes, they can't have the dude that wrote Odd Thomas also writing romance,
yeah,
LOL. Well, this was long before Odd Thomas. They were just like, they wanted to have a female pseudonym.
yeah.
Like, there were a couple guys who wrote historical romances, and they told them, uh, if you're going to write historical romances, then you're going to need a female pseudonym.
Yeah,
And
because like
Angel
you
Wolf,
probably wouldn't think anybody would buy them if they were written by a dude in the first place. So
yeah, like one was Vanessa Royal and the other was Jennifer Wilde, I think. Uh, have a good evening, everyone, says Angel Wolf. Thank you so much. And Kristen says, thanks, ladies. That was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if you are watching us still, thank you very much for joining. And if you came in midway because of the stream, the other live stream let out, thank you for joining us. And I hope you had a good time. And if you're watching it back later, thank you for doing that as well. So yeah. And again, Stormy, I would love to have you on live again at some point. So this
and
was
if
a
you
lot of
ever
fun.
want to see any books that I have in my collection, I do the two on Tuesday where I do show two books from my collection every Tuesday.
And that is, the channel is Storm Reads, all one word. And yeah, thank you so much. And I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Bye.